I'm back! It has been years since I have created videos for this YouTube channel, and I honestly didn't think that I would ever come back, but I am back and I am going to be coming with a new video every single week from now on. So look forward to that, and thank you so much to all the people who have subscribed to me, commented on my videos. I abandoned my channel, but now I am back and I'm going to be creating some fantastic content for you in the future. There has been so much going on over the last few years. We moved to a different country, right next to the beach. We have a water view out the window. It's absolutely beautiful. I have all my family around me. I created another YouTube channel called Success Manifestation with Kath Kyle, all about manifestation, and I'm still active on that every week. And the most important news for this channel is that I am no longer a raw vegan. I'm no longer a fruitarian. And that was actually the main reason why I stopped creating videos for the channel, is because I was no longer really passionate about raw food and solely eating fruit. So I just didn't feel like I could create content anymore because I wasn't living the fruitarian lifestyle. But I still love fruit. I still eat fruit for at least 1 or 2 meals sometimes. I still eat some raw food, but just not all raw food. I'm still a vegan. I've been a vegan for about 13 years now. I just thought, well, I've created this brand all around being a fruitarian and eating a lot of fruit, so I can't really post content there anymore. But I've decided that because I'm still into fruit, I am going to still post videos here and create some new videos for you. Some will be about fruit, some won't be about fruit. But if you're into vegan food, then you're still going to be interested in this channel. So why did I quit being a raw foodist? Why did I quit being a fruitarian? I had been a raw foodist, 100% raw foodist for 10 months, and this was the second time that I'd been a raw foodist for a long time. The time before that was 6 months, and through these experiences I managed to heal my body, detox, and really reset a lot of the problems. The thing that was different this time was that I knew what was causing my problems. The first time that I went high raw, I didn't know that I had food allergies. I didn't know that I had celiac disease, and that when I stopped being a raw foodist and I went back to eating gluten, that was making me ill. And I assumed it was cooked food and eating normal processed food that was making me ill, and it wasn't. It was the gluten. So now I was aware of it. I became a raw foodist just to reset my body after the years of damage that had been done through eating gluten when I was celiac. And I did feel really good on the fully raw diet, and I did intend to stay raw forever. But 10 months into the journey, I had gone from January to October. The weather was just starting to get really, really cold. Where I lived in Scotland, it was cold most of the time, so even in summer it really wasn't that warm, but it was starting to get extra cold in October, and I was just really getting a bit fed up of the raw food diet. And one day I just woke up and thought, I just don't want to do this anymore. And I'm not the kind of person who really cares about labels, and I'm not really one to really get attached to having to stay a certain way just because that's what I used to do. If I want to change, I'll just go ahead and change. So I was just really craving warm food. I really wanted some of my comfort foods. I wanted a warm jacket potato. I wanted a nice warm curry. I didn't want a cold curry or a slightly warmish curry. I wanted a boiling hot curry. I wanted a nice hot burger and some fries. Vegan, of course, but those were the foods that I really wanted. And there was another problem why me and the raw food diet weren't really getting along, is that my body really doesn't deal well with eating too much fruit. I've always had an overactive bladder. I was kind of born like that, so it means that I need to use the toilet very, very frequently, and whenever I'm out and about, I'm always looking for a toilet constantly. And I remember going to the Raw Food Festival, which was pretty brilliant, but spending most of the time queuing up for the toilet, missing the lectures, and then when it came time to go home, there was a problem with the journey. I can't remember what the problem was now. I think it was that somebody was supposed to be giving me a lift, and then there were some problems with the road and I couldn't get there, and then I started to really have a panic that I was going to be stranded somewhere without a toilet. Not that I was going to be stranded without food, that I was just panicking about the toilets constantly, because like every half an hour I was having to go to the toilet again, which was kind of ridiculous and actually very debilitating when it comes to your lifestyle. So that was actually one of the main reasons why I gave up eating fruit. I really thought that fruit might heal my body and that I would outgrow that condition, but I didn't. So I had to let go of more of the fruit, unfortunately. And I still eat fruit now, even though I have this condition still, I do still eat fruit. It's just that I manage it and I manage my lifestyle around it. So because I work from home, it's great. I have my smoothie, I have my green thickie in the morning, full of fruit, and I drink that, and then I can go to the toilet as often as I want to after that, and it's not too bad also when I'm sitting down. But then throughout the rest of the day I eat other food, or I don't eat as much fruit. If I add a little bit to my other meals, then it's not as much, and then I know I can be out of the house and the problem isn't as bad as it would have been if I'm only eating fruit. Sometimes when I'm going on long distance trips, I don't drink smoothies, or sometimes I will blend up my smoothie, take it with me, and I will just fast the whole way and then just drink my smoothie when I get there, because otherwise I can't be stopping like every half an hour on a long distance journey. Sometimes it still happens, but it happens a lot more when I eat too much fruit. So how did I transition out of the raw food diet? When you've been on a very extreme diet for a long time and your body gets really used to eating a lot cleaner, and then if you start eating a lot of junk food, it can send your body into shock. And that's what happened the first time I came out of the raw food diet. I was on vacation and there was just no food I could eat, so I just ate what was there and it was all junk food, and I got really, really sick in the process. But I didn't do that this time when I came out of the raw food diet. I did it very gradually. I only ate whole foods, unprocessed foods, foods made from scratch, and I added things in gradually, and I was absolutely fine. I did actually struggle for a little while, maybe a few months, to digest beans again, pulses, lentils, that kind of thing, because I hadn't really eaten that kind of food for a very long time. So I did have a little bit of digestive upset for a little while, but now I'm absolutely fine. I can digest beans and pulses completely fine with no problem. In fact, my digestion is better than it's ever been in the last 13 years, and probably because I was celiac and eating gluten every so often, and now I'm not doing that. I've been strictly gluten-free for about 5 years now, and I am just going from strength to strength. I have honestly never felt better in my entire life. I would often lose energy and not have enough energy for workouts and things like that, and I feel like my strength is just growing and growing. My stamina is building, I don't need as much sleep, and my energy is really high and really sustained all day long. So I have transitioned to a cooked vegan diet. I still don't eat a lot of junk food. I still don't drink coffee. I avoid refined sugar for the most part. I try and avoid chemicals as much as I can. I make as much food from scratch as I can, but I'm not overly religious about things, because I realized that this was affecting my mental health when I was trying to make everything from scratch. So from going from the raw food diet, where I literally made everything from scratch, all of my sauces, all of my salad dressings, absolutely everything was made from scratch, I transitioned to a cooked vegan diet, and I still kept trying to eat like that, making everything from scratch, making all of my own dips, all of my own vegan gluten-free breads. Everything had to be from scratch. If I wanted ketchup or mayonnaise, vegan of course, I would make it myself, and it just got very time consuming. And I noticed that my mindset wasn't really healthy in the process, because I was too scared to eat any food in a restaurant, and every time I ate restaurant food I would feel really ill after it, and my body just wasn't used to eating anything that wasn't 100% made from scratch by me. So I decided to be a bit more relaxed about things, and I started to not worry if I had a little bit of ketchup that had some sugar in it. So now I am relaxed. If I go out and eat a meal in a restaurant, I think I'm just going to be perfectly healthy at the end of it, and my mindset is a lot healthier, because I've decided that I'm going to be healthy regardless of what I eat. And my mindset has actually been built up so much, and that's why I started the manifestation channel, because it's all about what I decide. If I decide that I'm going to be healthy, then I am going to be healthy. It's as simple as that. And I still choose to eat healthy food for the most part, but I'm not prescriptive about it either. So the reason why I gave up posting videos to the Magical Life of Fruit YouTube channel is because I just felt like I just wasn't in that frame of mind anymore. I wasn't a raw foodist, and therefore I couldn't be this person who just posted about fruit all the time. I couldn't pretend that I was something I was not. So I thought I had to just step back from it completely. I felt like I had this label, raw foodist. I went and made loads of friends. I was in the community, and it was really sad when I was no longer 100% raw, because it's almost like a badge of honor when you've got these friends and you're all 100% raw together and you've got that thing in common, and then all of a sudden when one person isn't raw anymore, what do you have in common? You're just a regular old cooked vegan person. You're not a raw foodist anymore, so you don't really have that thing in common with those people. So I kind of stepped back from the whole community because I just didn't feel like I was part of the community anymore, and I felt like my YouTube channel was also part of the community, and I just didn't think that it was appropriate for me to suddenly start posting cooked vegan food on there when I was immersed in this raw foodist community. And also because of all the house moves, we've moved house 2 times since then, major moves to completely different areas where we've had to start our lifestyle from scratch basically. And it's been a big upheaval. When we moved into the rental house, we had such a tiny little kitchen. I've never seen such a small kitchen in my entire life, and I couldn't really even prep food in this kitchen at all. So I did very basic meals, and I just wasn't really enthusiastic about cooking. I couldn't really get any of my equipment out that I really love to use. And then we moved into this house that we bought, and we actually ripped out the kitchen because again the kitchen was tiny and I love all the space, and we just put in a brand new kitchen, and it's the kitchen that I've always wanted my entire life. It's really big, it's light, open, airy. I have a sea view from my kitchen. It's amazing. I have a big island in the middle so I can get my blender out, my food processor, and I can do everything on there. And it's just really ironic that I moved into the house of my dreams that's got like the perfect setting for demonstrating cookery or recipe videos, and I was no longer posting any cookery videos anywhere. And it's taken me about a year, but I am finally enthusiastic about cooking and meal prep again. So I am back, and I am going to use this beautiful kitchen space that I've got, and I'm going to demonstrate all of the amazing new techniques that I have been learning over the last few years, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So what is my focus going to be now? Here are my requirements for my recipes. These are the things that a recipe has to have most of the time for me to want to make it. Number 1, it has to be vegan. It has to be quick. It has to be easy and simple because I'm a very busy person. I've got businesses to run. I've got kids to look after. They've got clubs every night. I make a lot of food from scratch. I do a lot of washing and all the normal chores in a household, and I need my food to be quick and easy. My food also has to be tasty. I'm a big foodie. I really love the taste of food, and that's another reason I didn't want to be a raw foodist anymore, because I feel like cooking really enhances the flavour of food, and I really missed that. The food also has to be healthy. It's going to heal my body and help me to grow, and it's not going to harm me. It also has to be gluten-free because, as I said, I'm celiac, so everything I eat is gluten-free. And right now I'm really into my strength training, building muscle, getting stronger, and I have enjoyed having higher protein meals. I find them more satisfying, more filling, and more satiating. And I just love eating higher protein food. So they are going to be higher protein for the most part. And finally, they are going to be low enough in calories so that you don't end up gaining weight, but you can actually lose weight if you want to lose weight. So only 8 different criterias. You don't think I'm fussy, do you? I'm probably the fussiest person in the world when it comes to food. Whenever we eat out in restaurants, they always remember me. They always think, there's that awkward customer again who has the vegan and the gluten-free, it must be this, it must be that. But I am who I am, I want what I want, and I'm not going to apologise for that. So I would love to know, what kind of diet do you eat? Are you a raw foodist? Do you eat cooked vegan food? Do you dabble in healthy food? Do you just like fruit and you eat a standard diet? Let me know in the comments below. I am so curious. And now it's time for you to go and make magic happen. Looking forward to seeing you next week.